All right, guys. Well, I have noon on the dot. Happy Monday. We are coming up to the end of June here. We are in full swing in the summer, and one thing that you guys have got to be doing right now is getting those RSK kits out. If you don't have an RSK kit, that's a remote sales kit, which basically allows your store to activate anywhere in the entire country, no matter where you go. It's just like having your own store with a little pop-up tent with these RSK kits, and a lot of you guys have them, and they're not fully being utilized. Well, we have a dealer on in the Michigan market who has been crushing these events. They are called Detroit Mobile Connect, and we have Pulice on, we have Abe on, and they are going to share some best practices about everything that Detroit Mobile Connect's been doing to run these amazing events. If you guys are on the WhatsApp, the DCI group chats, you're seeing these pictures, you're seeing the feedback. They're really getting engaged. They're doing some great stuff. And we want all you guys to do this, right? Because it's DCI, we're one team, one dream. So they're willing to share their best practices with you guys so that everyone across the country can take advantage in these events and run these successful events that are going to bring customers back to your store and really make your store stand out, make you guys a destination in your community, make you a resource to the community. So not just a store, but make you guys an actual resource in the community that people are going to want to come see you each and every month. And so with that said, I will pass it over to Chris and Abe, and I'll load the slides here to make sure you can see my screen. And then Chris, take it away.
Absolutely, Adam. Hey, thank you for the exceptional introduction to this call today. One of the things, obviously, that I have been talking about in our group meetings is the tremendous amount of success we've been having with RSK events here in the Metro Detroit marketplace. And that stems from a culmination from a lot of things. One of the things that starts definitely from the top down with our group is Amanda Medlock. She's been an exceptional asset to our team, helping us get through some of these processes and making sure that we're always prepared and ready. So Amanda, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. It's been outstanding. In addition to that, to my right, I'd like to introduce Abe Ferris. He is obviously the owner of Detroit Mobile Connect. We also have some people from the Detroit Mobile Connect team today, what I would like to call the feet on the street. The people who are the ones who are in the field executing weekly, not just before the event, during the event, and after the event. So today we're going to hear from Abe, we're going to hear from Abdul, we're going to hear from Mia and Habib to close us out. And then in finishing, Abe will just share some best practices and talk about how we've really utilized RSK to our advantage inside of Detroit Mobile Connect. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce Abdul to talk about what we're doing before the RSK events out there in Metro Detroit. Abdul, take it away, my friend.
All righty. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear.
All righty. Okay. I'm Abdul. I'm Abdul from DMC, obviously. And some practices that we do take, whether it's being prepared for RSK, it goes back. It goes back to scheduling. It goes back to inventory. It goes back to, who we're going to have there, who we're going to have at these events. And again, big thank you to Abe and Christy. They do help a lot in organizing these events, obviously, and making sure
Abdul,
that
let me
we're
ask
successful.
You, so beforehand, as you're getting ready for these events, what are some of the things that you've done in the past to make sure that you show up ready?
I'll make sure we have a checklist. We do have a checklist. We make sure we have everything, make sure everything is organized. Obviously, we have our RSK van. Everything is in there, our tents, tables, covers, all that is all prepared beforehand. And just make sure we're prepared. Exactly. Exactly. We did hijack that. But it just ensures that we are very well prepared. Everything is in there. It's literally a moving store.
Perfect. And how do you normally determine what to bring to these events in terms of like phones and equipment?
We're usually prepared. We have enough inventory, obviously, depending on the promotion that's going on. Now, it would be nice if we had some more aggressive promotions for RSK, like exclusive promotions.
Of course.
But
this ain't the
we
fault
usually,
of that one, man.
my fault. But we do, we are prepared always. We have our own inventory for RSK.
Yeah, and one of the things too that I'll add for you, and I know we have a picture of it here, And as I talk to some of your people, some of the biggest things that I think you guys are very successful with is that prize wheel, right? Just share just a little bit like the thought behind that. What's
So the spin wheel, that spin wheel is a huge asset for sure. It's an attention grabber. Just the sound of it is satisfying. It does attract a lot of the kids. They do come to spin it, and they just pull their parents.
Yep, and that's where you guys do your best work, right?
And Chris, if there's one thing I would
Exactly.
just to chime in on what Abdul said with before, it's the scheduling. We take that very serious, and we incorporate the RSK into our store scheduling, and it's a very important part, and we have it highlighted, and we have a group specific for not only those who lead RSK events, but those who want to be a part of it. So the future up and coming, it's something that I don't want to say sold to our team. I guess they've seen the work. So we have volunteers who say, hey, I want to be a part of this event. So we go that route first, and then we hand select that special someone, that person who's going to bring the energy. So if there's one thing I have to, I would say is very important. What Abdul said is the scheduling. Making sure you got the right team there is going to be what happens. You're going to see the results from that.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that too, Abe and Abdullah. Like, you guys do an outstanding job. I like seeing the same faces there, smiling, greeting everybody, and it's actually this past weekend, you get to see how easy things really become when you have a good, strong process. So, Abdul, I really appreciate your thoughts on the befores. We're going to transition and hear from Mia about how we are operating the RSK during our event. So, Adam, if you could, next slide, and Mia, the stage is yours.
Oh, she's there.
Hi,
She is in the
guys.
picture. Look at that.
How
Hey,
are you
Mia.
guys doing?
Great.
Good. Glad to hear. So
Everyone,
one of
that's
the
Mia
things
right
that
there in the picture. That's her on the bottom right. Prime
so I
time
can't
picture.
see because I'm calling in, but I'm sure that it's the picture of me engaging with customers. One thing I do try to do and practice every day in store and at our RSK events is to make sure that I do have the energy for it. By preparing myself, I make sure I'm on my feet and I do greet every customer that walks by, because everyone that walks by or comes up to the tent is definitely a potential sell. Well, even if it's just to get the word out there for Boost Mobile, where our locations are, where they can find us, down to, like, of course, sticking with the great sales process and asking questions.
I think we're out of those. Can you check
And
the
of
back
course,
for you real quick?
We're good,
I'm
Mia.
sorry, what was
Sorry,
that?
someone was not muted. We got it muted. Thank you.
Okay.
Continue. You say stick with the great sales
And then,
process, right? So if I can
yep.
chime in too with Mia, we call her the mother of DMC. I mean, she is not just a mother of DMC, she's now that of the RSK. There's not an event she doesn't have her hand on, and I mean, for making sure everybody's energized, not just her. These past two RSK events that we actually had two very aggressive weekends where we held two festivals each weekend, and it was a challenge that I challenged my team to, and they accepted. And boy, did they deliver! Like they impressed me. I at the end, I was talking to Christy and Frank here at ISM, and I said I wasn't sure I knew what we signed up for because I was worn out. But my team, they did their thing, and not only did they show up, they delivered. And Mia's a huge part to that. The during, the before, she's a huge part to the before, so she has her hands all over scheduling and preparation, making sure the checklist is done. But during as well, she's bouncing between both events, and more so recently, she's gotten back into the sales group. So she took the role in our Canton Festival, and her and Habib, and they pulled out almost 20 in one day. And
And
that was
how
the
are you guys
best.
finding these events? How are you finding these events and getting involved?
So, Adam, we're working with Christy, who is the local marketing manager for the Great Lakes region. She has helped us secure entry into festivals or fairs. It's just a matter of tracking down the events. I know this team here, We are currently in the Westland location, but in our Southgate store, Abe and team, they're reaching out to the actual local communities. They're always looking for vendors. And then we're just signing and getting into a vendor booth. And that's really what we're doing. We're vendors at the fair, and we're treated as such.
I would say, so working close with local marketing is huge,
Yes.
right? It starts with that. Without that support, and then you guys, DCI. So Edgar has been a huge asset. He was actually our first remote event that we did before RSK was even a thing.
Yep.
Was with Allen Park Street Fair, where Edgar helped sponsor that. And that was the first one where we're like, okay, this could actually be a thing. So it starts with utilizing your tools that we're given from the booth side, and obviously DCI does a hell of a job in making sure we have that support as well. And then your customers. Believe it or not, we had back to school events through our customers where they have nonprofits and they're like, hey, you guys would actually come up and put a tent. And Abdul and I did our first one. I actually made it, I
Yep.
forgot, our first back to school event at a facility for an apartment complex.
Yep.
In the East Point, for the East Point location. That was the first time we actually like said, hey, this could actually be a thing. And local marketing, the first big one, DCI and local marketing, was the Allen Park Street Fair. But your customer base is another one that could be a huge asset if you actually try to utilize it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So,
so that,
key take. Sorry,
Go
Chris.
ahead.
I just want to say, so key takeaway there is get your local marketing manager involved. That's a big thing that's kind of hit my
Absolutely.
ears, right? So
Absolutely.
get your local marketing manager involved, and they're partnering these guys up with vendors. So the county fairs, everyone's got these county fairs coming up, right? So get with your local marketing manager, get with your DCI rep. Let's pull in Edgar as well, and let's get in these county fairs. They're all coming up now. What a perfect event to get set up and showcase your store in these next coming months when the weather is nice and hot.
yeah, absolutely, Adam. And
Adam, I
yeah, go
want to touch up on something that I heard a lot of during Summit as well, and it does cost. It costs for the dealer to come out to bring the team out there, and usually I'm bringing my stars, right? It costs us money, but the return on investment has been there, right? Some events we are breaking even, and some it may look like we lose, right? When you're looking at the numbers. But if I tell you the amount of marketing, I mean, how much are you spending on marketing in general, right? If somebody actually cares about getting that traffic into the stores, they're spending money on marketing. Where it doesn't get bigger than having a face with a brand, hand in hand, right there. You got a flyer, you can direct them where to go, right? So the least thing you're looking at is going to be, okay, I'm planting seeds, but you're getting some training in too. Mia is a perfect example of someone who's gotten out of her shell. And seeing her thrive at these events, I mean, the confidence, it's been a pleasure. It's an amazing thing to see. So I did hear a lot of that from dealers. You know, the cost to results ratio there is not the best, but if you're consistent, you'll get it.
Yep. And that's an exceptional point, Abe, because consistency is the key with RSKs. Just as simple as today as me walking into your store, they have the tent out front of the store, raising awareness for the location. Not every event that we've done has been a home run, but you know what? We're building leads, we're spreading the brand, and we're spreading the company's information. So there's always something to be positive taken away from these events. And I think the consistency part, seeing Mia flourish, Mia, every event that I've walked up to recently, I get to the event, everything is set up, everything is organized, the wheel is going, and you guys are just taking charge. And that's kind of what you need to really drive the behavior and performance of these events, is to just not accept anything except for perfection, talking to the customers as they walk by. Abe just mentioned about a community event that we got involved with. We got involved with that event just talking to a customer that came in to buy a phone inside of the store, and she said, hey, I'm doing a back to school event, would you guys be interested? And now I think this is going to be year 3 for that event. Yeah. It's a great community event, where we're entrenched with the locals, and it's paid dividends. So as far as we're concerned, Mia, I think, do you have more to add on your slide?
No, it should be good. Thank you.
Perfect, Mia. I appreciate everything. And to close us out on the last slide here, we're going to talk with Habib for a moment, and then we're going to open it up for Abe and some Q&A. So Habib, please take it away.
Hi guys, my name is Habib, and I want to talk about after the event. It is as important as before the event, how we prepare, how we close our Elevate, how we close our laptops, have them charged, the hotspot devices, get everything ready for the next day to hustle again. We also get in touch with the inventory. We take notes how much inventory we had before, how much we sold today, which phone was the most seller, so we can restock it back. We see what the customers are liking more. You know, even if they don't do the purchase right now, which phones are they interested in? So we can have the inventory ready for the next day. We also see our numbers, how good we did, what opportunities we missed, how can we make it better. We take notes. We do like a small meeting just to see where we at, and then we get ready for the next day. Same thing
Awesome.
with the team, with the scheduling and stuff. The team who had like nice energy, we might put them in the same space. If their energy maybe a little bit less, we can put them at a different event to have them like recharge.
Very important part you just mentioned, Habib, is real time schedule changing. So somebody dominates, we might shake it up and get them into the busier spot. So we're looking at stuff in real time. Very important part you just mentioned. Thank you.
Of course.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
you know, Habib, like when it comes to like, I know I've seen this firsthand. How do you kind of manage like your follow-ups? Like if a customer says, yeah, I'm interested in like a 3 or 4 liner, I'll come back. Like, what do you do with that normally?
We definitely take their information down. We have a special spot for that, customer name, phone number.
We have a lead
We have
sheet.
like a survey that we printed out, a sheet. We get all the customer information so we can follow up with them. We also have on that what current service they have, how many lines they have, how much they
Yep.
pay in monthly. So we have a better idea when we want to follow up with them. We pitch the right stuff.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, for everybody on this call, I've been in wireless for 26 years now, and I've never seen a company or business execute to this capacity in any type of remote selling event. So Abe and team, I definitely appreciate everything that you've brought to the market for not only Boost, but DCI. And having said all that, I want to turn this over to the fearless leader to help kind of close this out and field any questions that you guys might have.
Yes. So any questions, any questions there? I'm here to answer. If there's one thing that I would say stands out from all this is consistency. The consistency in doing these events, because we've had some events where they've been goose egg, and I tell you what, like that hurts the most.
Yep.
It hurts, and when you see your team hurting from it, like your team is bothered sometimes even more than you, and you got to go tell them like, hey, we'll get them next time. That right there is the fruits.
And the zeros happen, right? Like you can't get discouraged. Like you guys will hit a zero. Guess what? You got your next event planned. You're going to crush it the next event. So
Yep.
for you guys, if you have an event and it's slow, don't let it discourage you.
Don't let it
It's
judge.
about
Don't-
consistency.
Do not let it judge what tomorrow might bring. Well, I'll tell you, our last week, Canton, our first day was very discouraging.
Yep.
We had some sales that we closed and returned, right? Somebody wasn't, informed as they thought they were. And that hurts. As an owner, as you guys all know on the front, like to a frontline advocate, that is the worst thing you can hear is, hey, I want to return what I just got. But the next day, Mia and Habib killed it with 18.
Yep.
Damn.
And I wasn't there. All right.
Yeah.
There was no ownership front line. These ladies did their thing and they're the ones doing it. And that really encouraged, it really motivated me to say, hey, man, I got this. In the next event, and she
Yep.
did this weekend, they pulled another double-digit day. And I was very impressed, and I was not there. And I say I was not there because a lot of times, it starts with us. We got to be there motivating the team. And, we've had days where Habib's like, yo, we did an event with a community center, a hype center. And if you're always in that mindset of like making connections, you're going to at least do that at these events. So we had a customer who was the owner of a very big gym here, and we connected with him, found out there's basketball gyms and these basketball tournaments. These tournaments are like AAU, basketball prep. These are national companies, right? So our brand recognition there is going to be huge. He gave me the floor. We're the only vendors there, and we did our thing there. And the least we did, we were 5 minutes from our location. I personally seen the fruits, right? But having a team and having the comfort and communicating, yo, I need some energy. I need somebody here with some energy. Habib did a great job with communicating. That was the first time I had somebody say, yo, I need moral support here. Not that I can't close, but I need that energy. I mean, from bringing the Red Bulls and just being there as a support to come fail right next to you. And I don't call it failing, right?
Yep.
It's a success no matter what. Just showing up is a success. But to do it together is crucial from the top down. And they are the leaders, Mia, Habib, and Abdul. Abdul's a part of every event. He does a hell of a job motivating the team, and he tries to touch every event. He's my, I would say, my mini me. But they're the leaders. Now we have our RSK advocates that depend on them, but to be consistent in doing so is what I would say is crucial. Don't let one put you down.
How far out do you guys plan? When is your next event, or how far out do you have events listed?
Tomorrow, no. We have on Wednesday. We have so working with the local marketing. I was just talking to the Frankie, our ISM, and our local marketing rep, Christy, and they have been such a blessing to have. I mean, we weren't as aggressive until she came along and actually seen the results, but we got as far out to end of August right now. Events already planned. Some of them are repeat events at the Allen Park Street Fair. That is going to be our second annual on that one. But I mean, in real time, sometimes she'll call and say, "Hey, I got an event where a dealer can't make it." I mean, we've drove 2 hours to host the RSK
Next day.
event. Next day.
How
some
often
cases,
are you
yeah.
talking to local marketing like that?
Oh, we got a group where
Every day?
Every day.
Every
We
day.
do have a group chat with local marketing and the team that's really
ISM and
executing.
AEs.
Yep.
We're every day.
Okay, so you guys that are hearing this, these resources are out there and they're not being taken advantage of by you. I don't know any other dealer that's reaching out to local marketing every day. I've never heard that, right? So like that's a key to my ears. Like, oh, we need to get these dealers involved with local marketing, get in a group chat with local marketing and get these going, because you guys are scheduled out there 2 months in advance. You got July, you got August, and there's a lot of dealers out there.
Party. These are not just RSKs.
Yeah.
Adam, I mean, these are your store events as well, whether it be radio, remote. We got one we got RSK this Thursday, and then obviously everybody does the store events. But utilizing the resources is crucial.
Yeah.
I personally, Victor, I'm not doing. I'm someone who for years I did not utilize it, and I'm telling you, the second we did, it's been a game changer.
Yeah.
I invite them to meetings. They come to my team meetings and take the floor, and they have my entire team sold on it as well, and they have a relationship with my team.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's for sure, right?
Well,
so,
what I'll add at the top of that is the one thing I think everybody misses is it's a full circle here, right? In the beginning, we recognized Amanda. She has been a very intricate part of taking the growth and performance of the local team here to the next level by just the level of commitment in terms of trainings, development,
building their
confidence. A lot of what you saw on the slide came from an RSK deck that she sent me. We just changed it a little bit, so that helps. And then getting involved with local marketing. The one thing everybody on the call just that we can share is Boost needs to see a return on investment. So whether or not we think about this, they are judging us when we're running the events. They're watching what we're doing. They're seeing what we're saying. They're taking pictures. They're sharing. So the dealers that want to be committed and be involved in this process, engage the local people. Get them involved. Let them see your wins. Let them help you with your events. And the more of that we do, I think the more it's going to turn into opportunities for everybody.
And I'll say this, I share those goals with my team. They know it more than I know it. They know you got to have at least a minimum of X activations in order for this to be looked at as a successful event. And I make sure local marketing shares with me how much do you need for this to be a successful investment. And I make sure my team knows that.
Beautiful.
I'll say my line's open to any dealer, whoever needs anything. My line is open. Chris, I don't mind you sharing. If anyone ever needs anything, I got you.
All right.
DCI cares, everybody.
That's right. Thank you, Abe. Thank you, entire Detroit Mobile Connect team. We'll open up. Are there any more questions? We got a couple minutes left. Are there any other questions out there from anybody in the audience? All right. You're getting some applause from some of the audience members. Magali's out there. We got Julie out there giving you applause. You guys had a lot of great information. Thank you so much for everything you do. Have a great week. We'll talk to y'all soon. And thanks again so much for doing this, guys. Really appreciate it. Lots of great information today. Thank you.